Coming right up, a special edition of Straight Talk, the Port of Long Beach celebrating 100 years. Our guest tonight, Richard Steinke, Executive Director of the Port of Long Beach, Nick Schrammick, President of the Board of Harbor Commissioners, and Robert Cantor, Managing Director of Environmental Affairs and Planning, all on Straight Talk tonight.
Opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Charter Communications nor its sponsors. We recognize our obligation to present opposing points of view by responsible spokespersons. For information, please contact the Director of Program.
She stands in the face of evil and will not lose hope or faith. America, the land of freedom, is still the home of the brave. So raise the banner, called Old Glory. Let us join our fellow man. History will write the story. America will always stand.
Straight Talk is brought to you in part by Southern California Edison. For over 100 years, life powered by Edison. The Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. Hope you had a great holiday. This is one of our first shows of the new year. We're delighted to be focusing on the Port of Long Beach. Our first guest is Richard Steinke, the Executive Director of the Port of Long Beach. Welcome to Straight Talk.
Great to be here.
Just by way of background, Long Beach is the second largest port in North America, and when combined with LA is the sixth largest port in the world. 40% of all cargo entering the United States comes through the Long Beach LA complex, and Long Beach is the second busiest container port in North America. Quite an operation, Dick.
Well, it is a big operation, and we're happy to be with you, Art, in this new year, and happy to be talking about everything that's going to be going on in 2011.
Now, this is your 100th anniversary of the Port of Long Beach. Difficult to believe. You guys started back in 1911 with a bunch of lumber being delivered.
That's correct. It should be a fun year to be able to celebrate our centennial. As they say, you only do that once in a lifetime, so we're looking forward to doing that, and it's good to go back and take a look from humble beginnings to where we are now.
But the leadership back in 1911 had a vision that a port would be a good thing to have.
Absolutely. Charles Wyndham, who was the mayor at the time, saw the opportunity for job creation and economic development in the city of Long Beach. They opened the first dock officially on June 24th. The first ship came in a few weeks before that, but that was the beginning. And obviously his dream has been fulfilled, and the port is a major powerhouse around the world, and it's something that we do want to celebrate.
And there were many milestones, of course, in this 100 years. What are a few of the highlights?
Well, if you go back and you look at the history of the Port of Long Beach, you'll see that it had the Navy as a part of its history, obviously a major part of the history. The Ford plant was in the Navy property, the old Procter & Gamble plant. Yeah. We've gone from the age of containerization now that has really transformed how goods are moved. So it's something that we look back on fondly and recognize how important goods movement is to not only Southern California, but the rest of the world.
And those businesses that you mentioned and others are gone, but the port endures.
That's correct, and I think that's one of the things that we want to share with the community here in Long Beach is that we've been able to survive a lot of economic changes over the course of the years. International trade and goods movement has pursued its course, and we're happy that we're such a large impact on the Long Beach community and the economy.
And the port is a major economic engine of not only Long Beach, but the whole Southern California region.
It really is. When you look at the number of jobs that are created, 1 in 8 jobs in Long Beach alone, about 300,000 here in the region. That's just the Port of Long Beach. And when you combine our neighbor, you get some really, really significant numbers. And so it may not be yourself, but your neighbor or somebody is associated with a job at the Port of Long Beach.
And there was a surprising rebound in cargo shipments this past year, despite the recession.
That was one of the really interesting things about 2010, and something we're looking forward to in 2011 is this sustained increase in cargo. We were up about 25% in 2010,
wow.
And not many people thought we would have been there. So we were very pleasantly surprised with the rebound in cargo after a pretty dismal 2009.
And it looks positive for 2011.
It looks like those volumes will be sustained. They may not be as large as 25% in 2011, but from what we're hearing from carriers and the retailers that are coming through the port, we'll see some growth in 2011 too. So it looks like we are on the rebound.
And I know the port not only is an economic engine, but it's also very sensitive to the environment. And we'll be talking later in the show with Dr. Canner. But give us a word about the green port philosophy of the port.
Well, we really have transformed ourselves. We recognized that if we were going to grow and grow green, we had to do that in an environmentally responsible way. And Dr. Canner will talk about some of our successes in that area. But we see cargo continuing to grow. We don't want to impact this community. We've taken a number of measures that have mitigated the impacts of port growth on the community. And we're very proud of that story as one of the world's leaders in the green port movement.
And finally, the relationship with the city has been publicized quite a bit. Prop D was on the recent ballot, changing the formula for the annual contribution of the port to the city. But some people have a view that maybe the port should be doing more for the city, that they have intruded on the environment, air and water, and to sum it up, the port owes us. Talk to the issue of what the port does for the city.
Well, I think going back and looking back over the last 100 years gives us a better appreciation for just what the Port of Long Beach has done with the city as a partner. And I think we see ourselves as a business partner and a community partner. We helped the convention center expansion. We've helped acquire the property for the World Trade Center. We've helped out on the aquarium debt. So there's a number of things over the course of many years where the port and the city have become real partners in the progress of the city overall. So it's something that we want to continue to do to the extent that we can. Where we have the ability to help contribute to the city's success, we will certainly continue to do that.
And contributing 10% historically of the net profits, and now with Prop D, 5% of the annual revenues, has generated about $150 million for the Tidelands Fund over the past years.
That's correct. We started that transfer back in about 1995, and over the last several years, 15 years or so, that's equated to about $170 million, in addition to those other things I mentioned in terms of the other support that we've provided for the city as a whole.
Great. Well, the port has a website we'll be putting up in a moment, but you're inviting viewers to share their recollections and photos of the port over many years.
That's right. If you go to www.polb.com/100 years, you can share your information, post pictures, memories about what you remember as a citizen of Long Beach about the rich history of the Port of Long Beach.
Okay, the website's coming up now. Please do share your memories, and in the next segment, we'll be joined by the president of the Board of Harbor Commissioners, Nick Schrammick.
Electricity is different from any other product we use. We can't store it. We must use it wisely, but can't do without it completely. And there's no substitute for this special form of energy that brings us light, comfort, and progress. That's why California needs new standards that can keep utilities strong, guard against another power crisis, and protect consumers from the kind of shortages that often affect other commodities. Because electricity is different.
Getting kids to care about economics is easier than you think. You just need to find a connection. Like how the Port of Long Beach supports 1 in 8 jobs in our city alone, and how the Port's commitment to going green is creating even more new jobs. So the Port of Long Beach? Cool. My no texting in class policy? Not so cool.
The Port of Long Beach, investing in jobs, investing in you.
The facts are in. California State University Long Beach is among the nation's finest universities. For the 4th consecutive year, the campus ranked in the top 5 public comprehensive universities in the western United States. In 2007, Cal State Long Beach was named the 3rd best value among all American public colleges and universities. Through superior teaching, research, and community service, Cal State Long Beach is changing lives for a changing world.
As your business searches for smart ways to save, don't forget about the one that's right in front of you. Switch to the Charter Business Bundle and you can save big without sacrificing a thing. Get reliable business telephone and high-speed internet with local support and great features. Power your business with great savings starting today. It's easy to pay less and get more. Call now and make a switch to the Charter Business Bundle.